anyone asks, my sweater is from Boohoo. I know, it's probably the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Look at this bad boy. Welcome back to another day of Vlogust. For today's video, I'm going to be talking about music. I get requested to talk about this a lot, and this is going to be the first part in like a 2 or 3 part series that I'm going to, you know, make over the next couple months, talking about music. The first one is going to be about the short period of time in my life in which I hated music. I know, shocker if you know anything about me now, music is kind of like everything to me. The other day me and my friends were talking about music, and they were talking about how they really loved Taylor Swift. Like they don't like love Taylor Swift. They like her music, and like they hear her on the radio and they're like, ooh, that's a bop. And I was like, yeah, and I love Panic, but we all agreed that like my love for Panic at the Disco is like on a whole different level than them, and that's probably because Panic at the Disco is what made me like music. Now this is completely crazy, so let's start the story from the beginning. I don't even know what year, but I know what grade I was in. I was in like 8th grade. I could have been younger actually. It was definitely in 7th grade because 8th grade is when I joined the choir. So that was when I learned that I liked music. But in 7th grade, I like didn't, for some reason I just gave up on music. I remember sitting in my bedroom one day and I was listening to music and I was like, I honestly could live my whole life without music. Like I would be completely fine if I never heard music ever again. And like this is the thing, like I didn't listen to iTunes, I stopped playing guitar. I'd already been playing guitar since I was 10 years old, so that was like a really long time I'd been freaking playing guitar. And for some reason I just completely just noped out on music, and I have no idea why to this day. Well, it could have been because at the time I was struggling really hard mentally up here, and I kept getting songs stuck in my head, and they were like intrusive, and they would stay there for weeks, and constantly I would repeat the same 4 words of any song that I heard in my head, and it just made me like nope out on music. Oh my god, hey, my arms are 2 different colors. That's so cool! It got to the point where even some of my friends knew like certain songs, like if we were in the car and it came on the radio, they had to like get it away because it was just too much for me. It was just too, I heard it and it would get stuck in my head for too long. That stuck in the head thing still is a thing to this day. Like my friends still to this day have songs that we call forbidden songs. Just to throw one off the top of my head, one of them is We Can't Stop by Miley Cyrus. I cannot listen to that song. It just is, it's too catchy. But this is where Panic at the Disco comes into play. I'm actually recording this exactly 18 days before I'm going to see Panic at the Disco in concert, front row. I'm so excited, but I digress. I had heard of Panic at the Disco before. I had listened to their entire first album because it came out when I was younger, and my brothers were into like alternative music, so I had like heard it. I believe I heard like Lying is the Most Fun You Can Have with a Girl Without Taking Your Clothes Off or something like that, and I was like, whoa, I didn't know music could be like this, wow! And I liked Panic. But then I remember I was like sitting in my room and I like came across, I think it was either on like Tumblr or something. What album was it? Hold on. I just looked it up and it was Vices and Virtues that had just came out, because the one before that was pretty odd, but I had listened to A Fever You Can't Sweat Out. Pretty odd though, I didn't, oh, sorry, I didn't really like. It just wasn't my taste in music. Nowadays, Brendon Urie could put out an album of him just eating cereal into a microphone ASMR style for 20 minutes and I would be happy. Back then, I was a picky little child and I didn't like Pretty Odd. It was old people music to me. My opinion has not changed to this day, except for the fact I don't think it's old people music, I just don't think it's my type of music. But when Vices and Virtues came out, I was like, oh, music. I think I really like this stuff a lot. And that's when my scene emo phase happened. Woo! I was just going into like 8th grade and like colored skinny jeans. The summer of 8th grade is the first time I ever dyed my hair. I bleached it, of course. Like a year later I got that horrible like scene haircut where it's just like short hair and then like extensions coming out of your freaking head. But I digress, that's a different video. But it was definitely Panic at the Disco that made me realize like, oh my god, like music can be amazing. And like I love Panic at the Disco so much for that. I love Brendon Urie so much. Like I told my friend this the other day, I was like, there are not many celebrities I would cry if I got to meet, but Brendon Urie I would freak out. Like I don't know what I would ever do. It's never gonna happen ever because like I tried. He doesn't do meet and greet tickets at his concert because you don't even want to know how much money I would spend on a meet and greet. Like, other bands that helped me like learn to love music were like Never Shout Never. Oh, I love Never Shout Never so much. Christopher Drew Engel was so like, back in the day everyone loved him and I was no exception. Then later in like 2012, I don't know these dates. These dates might be completely messed up. 21 Pilots came into my life and that was made me be like, oh my god, someone who is on the same level as Panic. I fell head over heels for 21 Pilots. Still am. I got floor seats for their Bandito tour coming up in November. I'm so excited. But like, I always have only liked male singers. There's not one female singer. Oh, Haley Kiyoko. I like Haley Kiyoko. But there's not one other female singer where I'm like, yeah, I love their music. Like, I usually just find them whiny, annoying, repulsive. I can't handle it. So like when my friends are listening to like Taylor Swift or Haley Steinfeld, I'm literally like, oh my god. I don't understand why. It could be linked to like back in the day when I didn't like music, but I don't like female artists. I don't know why. I cannot handle their voices. I can't handle their whiny lyrics. There's just something about it that I don't like, and it's a problem. Other bands that also got me into music, Vampire Weekend, Arctic Monkeys, Sleeping with Sirens, Pierce the Veil. Like, all of these bands were like my literal childhood, and I love them so much. Like, I might not listen to all their stuff or be up to date, well, except for Panic, 21 Pilots, Haley Kiyoko, Never Shout Never. Just Never Shout Never still makes music, but like honestly, I just love the oldies. When he went on that reunion tour where he only performed his old songs, I was so devastated that I couldn't get tickets because the only show near me was in LA, and I was like, girl, I ain't driving 8 hours, even if it is Christopher Drew Engel. Like, he said never shout never, but I'm shouting never to those gas prices. But yeah, the next part in this series that goes up will probably be me talking about my journey with singing, and then the last one will be about musical instruments. So stay tuned for those. I will probably post those over the next course of like a couple months. So be sure to check out that when they are uploaded. But if it's your first time seeing my videos, please remember to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button. If you actually like this video, please remember to like it by clicking the thumbs up. If you are subscribed already and you have not yet, click that bell down below to turn on my notifications so you're notified when I post. You can actually enjoy my content, join the party. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys! Mwah.